To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. I am Apollonia and I'll be your host. Joining me is the amazing caster and analyst Shade Slayer.
Hey, thank you so much, Apple. I am super hyped today. What a way to start off the round of 64, then to have two Titans go up against each other. Blaze taking on Reckoning Esports. I'm already super excited.
All right, perfect. So, guys, we'll have two games for you today, and now is the first one. Just like Shade mentioned, it is Blaze Esports versus Reckoning Esports. Now, this is the first day of the round of 64. So, competition is going to get a lot more heavy. We're going to see teams really battle it out. Games will be a lot closer as compared to the previous tiers of the tournament. What are your expectations for today, Shade?
The first game, I believe, is going to be a very close affair. They have decided to go ahead and pick Train. Train is a map that Blaze is traditionally very strong on. Yes, they're not going to be playing their standard roster here of Raf and Kara. Won't be joining us for this tournament. Instead, they're going to be playing Lucia as well as Robin. So I do believe that will mean that they'll have to make a few adjustments in the way they play. But Reckoning, we've seen them being very strong in the first two rounds. And up on Train, they've got their work cut out. I would have expected them to take maybe something on the lines of Mirage or Inferno, definitely no, Mirage or Dust 2. But Train, let's see how things play out. But my money is definitely going to be on Blaze.
All right. So Train is a map that we don't see super often. It's usually Inferno or Mirage, but we have seen Train a couple of times. Now, is this map going to be more in favor of the CT or T? So depending on how these teams start on either side, how's that going to work out?
Train used to be a heavily CT-sided map, but changes to the teammate has changed that a little bit, making it a lot more even, but still the CTs do have an edge, and as a T, utility is very important, and the fact that your defaults need to be very strong. Otherwise, just straight up dealing up with the side defense does become pretty hard. And a team like Blaze Esports, I know for a fact, Marzel and team, they love to play on the offensive, even on the CT side, and they're going to always look to keep Reckoning Esports guessing. The problem, however, is Reckoning, unless they are ready and they've got their basics absolutely perfect, I kind of feel once Blaze picks up that momentum, it's going to be very hard for Reckoning to come back into this one.
All right, so let's have a quick check on the team statuses. And
yeah, we do have, in fact, 9 players in the server. We're just waiting on one more player from Blaze to join us in, and yeah, train the first map, the first match of the round of 64. I know we've had quite a few matches which have been a heavy skill mismatchup, but all of that is going to change, and what a way to announce the beginning of a very serious stage of the tournament than to have two huge teams duke it out.
All right. Yesterday, we were watching Flirting with Danger and Elements. Both of them managed to make it over to this round of 64. And one of the matches were extremely close. There were a lot of back and forth. And it was at one point where the scoreboard was 14-14. So Blaze Esports versus Reckoning. We know that Blaze is a powerhouse of a team. Will the scoreline be pretty much even, or do you think there's going to be, a significant difference?
Blaze, I know, is a very momentum-based team, and quite a few teams who don't start off strong against Blaze kind of end up losing their way. So just to ensure that they don't pick up that momentum, Reckoning, I hope they are all warmed up and ready, because they got to get their A game in from round one if they are to stand a chance in this one.
All right. So the teams are now getting ready. We'll be back very shortly with the game, guys. So do stay tuned.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first match of the round of 64 in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. I'm Shadeslayer. Joining me is OG. It is time for Blaze Esports versus Reckoning. Blaze starting off on the CT side, Reckoning on the T. What's up, OG? What do you make of this match?
Well, it's going to be quite the match, Shade. We've been waiting to see teams of such caliber go head-to-head, and it's going to be a brawl, considering we've been having a lot of bestie games on Train, I suppose. This is going to be one hell of a delight to watch. Let's just hope it doesn't follow the trend.
Rossi, aggression towards Pop Dog, but the five-man Train towards B and SK. Super Kid is going to get mowed down, and that's gonna be an entry towards a free B bomb site retake already on its way here from Blaze. Lucia coming in from backer site. He spots out the first feet. Rossi is gonna get overwhelmed, not before he's able to take down Wimp.
And that does mean this is doable with 2 versus 4, but the problem is they are so far behind kills and they need to gain more control. If I'm not wrong, they do have a kit, so time is not going to be that big of a problem. Now with 2 versus 2 with Lucia, Backline, and Clouda, it puts this into a Vexy clutch. But I have a feeling that Vexy, all he needs to do is just be passive. Play time. Lucia, he called the bluff, but in this situation, it simply didn't work out. He turned out to be the Joker in this trade, and Reckoning Esports is able to overwhelm the B side courtesy of one early frag onto SK.
Yeah, it pretty much just came down to that first frag there. If Super Kid finds an initial frag or two, that's a much easier retake for Blaze Esports, but instead they pinned the numbers down, a 2v4 at the end. They managed to bring it down to a 1v1, but just discipline there from Reckoning Esports ensures that there is no upset post-plant. They take the pistol. I did mention during the pre-game, if Reckoning are to stand a chance of taking this, they need to get off to a good start, and they've got the best possible one right now, OG.
Well, you can never underestimate Blaze on the Eagles. They have a couple of nutty aimers who can just take you to town with whatever investment you come in. They have a couple of MP9s as well, and Lucia's going to be the first to fall all the way back towards Ivy, where SK Rossi, supposedly providing cover, finally lives up to the task, as he's good for the first, and now Whip in a very exposed position. Clouda is good for the frack on Rossi, and Vexy follows suits on Marzel. Down a 2 versus 4, but a pretty unlikely one, where Blaze are just hoping now they can take a couple of men down with the sinking ship. Robin, Deco in hand, not able to land a shot on her twist. SK Rossi, though, quickly transitions towards CT, but his whereabouts are known. Clouda gonna be able to force the issue, has reinforcements headed towards him as well. SK Rossi, yeah, bites the bullet. 2-0, Blaze Esports. Not the start that they expected, Shade, but this is gonna be a real good sight to behold. Reckoning, I'd say they are the clear underdogs in this matchup, comparatively, significantly, in fact, lesser in experience than Blaze, who have been on the rise for the past year and at least a year, where they've attended a wealth of LAN tournaments. Yes, they only recently started facing success, but that's on the back of months of efforts.
Oh wow, the pistols get so much work. 2 frags early on, and they have the man advantage. 3v4. And Trist, Wimp, Clouda, they've got their work cut out here. Actually, it's a 4v4. We do have Clouda sitting at 5 HP as Trist is able to find the opener. Lucia is pretty low here, but Trist actually going to challenge up and still manages to come out on top of that engage.
And Marzel with the Deagle trying to hold on to the B side, but he's going to be good for the first. Mind you, Rossi's all the way back through 1.6. It's going to be a little hard for Reckoning to get a deny on him. But Rossi cannot afford to overplay his hands, and he's done exactly that. Wim takes him through the wall. Marzel missing a couple of sitters, and that very well could have been a little more of a dent put into the Reckoning Esports economy. Sadly, Blaze, they only come up a little short on the trade. 3-0, and here comes the big guns. SK Rossi's pulled out the AWP. He's going to be instrumental in the A side defense that they will try to pose right now.
Yeah, they're gonna go with the big green onto a Super Kid, a man who's infamous for finding some amazing picks, and he's gonna be heading in towards the A side. There's early utility coming in towards mid, and he's taken that up towards Olaf here. And they're
Very uncomfortable position as well, but he's trying to make it work. Mind you, they're so up close to Bristol. Where's the quick trade? Finally, Whip, if you were second too late, that could have been a second. Dead! And, well, Blaze Esports just run them over like madmen. SK Rossi with that op. Just finding pickoffs as if he's just wielding a shotgun. You really did not expect this, right, Shade? It seems very illogical from every standpoint, yet it works. That's the annoying part of the game style that SK Rossi is trying to bring in with the A side defense op.
I'm surprised they actually went for a super fast play right there, knowing that Blaze were gonna be on their bye.
It's just about keeping the momentum, right, Shade? The A side's pretty good for having contact plays with a couple of flashes where your men can swing both towards E-box and sandwich. It helps in not allowing the defense to set up whatsoever, especially when they're on guns. That's when you need to try and find the upper hand in some of these engagements and come up a little better on the trade. That's what Reckoning were perhaps looking towards, and it seems like they might want to replicate the success given that their positioning is very close towards T connector, but the double op setup on the T side, something that you never really like to see on train, considering how you need to pick up the pace as the time takes lower and lower. It is punished though, now the man disadvantage, but little does Blaze know there's another op in the picture. They better be ready for this, Shade.
They better be, as despite the numbers advantage early on, Reckoning, they lose a man. And looks like they're gonna go for, settle for an A hit here. Marzel completely blinded, can't find the opener. Lucia has been smoked off through connector, and he's just gonna continue pushing this, but Marzel's already down. The push is gonna take it fast. Robin can find only the one through Pop Dog, and now it's down to Rossi. He's getting surrounded from both sides, and Reckoning. Props for effort, man. They stuck to their guns there. The last time around, they decided to rush A. Things went horribly wrong, but they did not let that deter them this time around. Backs against the wall, 4v4, time ticking down. They go for that exact same play, but this time, Blaze did not have the numbers on the A side. It was pretty much just Marzel who was blinded from the get-go, and Reckoning were able to find that opening and make that round count, and that's put Blaze in a pretty darn horrible position in terms of economy.
Exactly, Betray finds the opener as well. They hope that they could potentially try and do some damage this round, but that seems to be quite far from the reality. They're being choked out of the A side. Robin gets traded in by SK. The scout, if done a little more impact, could be worth the investment. Rossi, all he could get was a dink, and always half an hour is a kill. Mind you, they invested into this round, so they will. A few of them might be missing a couple of crucial pieces of utility for the investment they just put in, which means that it still is possible for Reckoning Esports to exploit that CT economy and hit the A side again real fast.
The buy comes in. This time, Marzel pulls out the AWP. We've seen this previously as well, Blaze. They like to move the big green around Marzel as well as Rossi.
Sometimes we do see Lucia in with the op, but that is back in the day, I suppose. For now, the quick push towards Yard coming in from Wimp, while the rest of his teams try and work the B bomb side. This This is actually quite good, Shade. You have a lot of map control towards A. It's going to take a while for Blaze to rotate, or they might rotate a bit haphazardly, giving Reckoning a lot of window to strike when the time is right. Lucio, as soon as the smoke dissipates, he was a dead man, but he didn't know it. Luckily, Robin close enough to provide the refrag, and that's just Rossi all alone towards the B side. As soon as the peak came in, Fexy delivered into the coffin. 5-1, and it seems like Reckoning are not done. They want more of this lead. Blaze, they're getting choked out of their own comfort zone. Marcel being burnt alive. Vexy, beautiful round coming in. A 1 versus 3 now. But Betray with the chimes in from the back lines and Reckoning Esports. A beautiful display of control, especially on that A side. They had a lot of control towards A, but they did not buy in. They knew that the A setup was a lot forward than you can imagine. And with that kill coming in from E-Box, it almost sealed the fate of Rossi into Doom's hands.
How much do you think are Blaze Esports missing Raf and Kara here, OG? Take nothing away from Reckoning Esports, though. They've had a fantastic match so far, but this is not Blaze that we usually get to see on Train, is it, OG?
It isn't, Shay, but given the way the tournament has been going, I'm expecting a Blaze resurgence at any moment. Ooh, that could have been a highlight reel. Clouda ends up going down. Close and SL, the spray. He slaughters them. It's all on SK Rossi with the Deagle and 8 HP. He's silver lining here is Wimpus dead low. Oh, trying to dodge the bullet, but he ain't Neo from the Matrix. SK on top of the train. Betray playing ring around the Rossi. Could have been the Deagle clutch, but Betray comes up massive. 7-1. Blaze Esports. It's starting to look a little bleak for them in the first half. They need to start replying in kind, Shade, and they can do it with the buy they have.
How many times have we seen a match turn around, especially in Indian Counter-Strike, with the team winning a force buy on just pistols? That looked like it had all the signs of being won, but Reckoning Esports barely hold on and they continue to extend their lead. Double up setup coming in fact, for Blaze. And I hate to say this, but if things keep going the way they do for the next few rounds, Blaze are going to be out of this in a heartbeat.
Yeah, considering that this is single elimination, having one of the biggest teams getting kicked out so early on, this might just be the upset that we were all hoping for, Shade. But let's face it, at this moment, Blaze, they still have a really good chance at shutting this half down. All they need is that one round turnaround. We've seen this on so many occasions, like you said, Shade. And it seems like this push from Robin is going to either make it or break it.
Looks like they're going to turn back. Yeah, they're going to set up back again towards an A hit. Right now, up at A, we do have 3 CTs. AWP from Marzel. Oh, gets spotted out. The jump spot baits out the shot. He's going to go for the re-peek, and uncharacteristic miss there.
Lucian paying for it. Robin coming up massive alongside Marzel, chiming in from the Ivy train. Wimp, Molly out in hand, but Champagne a little too early for the celebration. You've not beaten them just yet. A 1 versus 2 now for Betray to clutch it out. A quad kill in total required. 9 seconds left. Goes in to punch the digits, but Rossi's in a punch in the pain. 7-2. Blaze. They finally have some sign of a resurgence.
Yeah, they did not account for the 2 players in Pop Dog. They get the initial one, but they weren't ready for Robin there. And the crossfire setup with Marzel from behind. He's going to be happy that the initial couple of misses didn't really come back to hurt Blaze there again, because they were running out of any room for error for the rest of the first half if they didn't make that round work, OG.
Exactly, Shay. They finally have some sort of lifeline to get them back. Marzel, perfect job holding the trigger finger. Betrayed though finds Lucia aggressive through green. And Chris, he's caught onto the back line. Spray transfers. He has made this round doable. Betray with the op, chimes in on a Rossi. It's all on a super kid, but he's in a super position. No scope! He connects them both. Massive round.
Super Kid, you little beast. The double no scope at the end. 11 out of 10 for style points. 12 out of 10 for effectiveness. Uses effectively as a close range shotgun. 2 shots to win Blaze the 1v2. 3-7 Reckoning. I really hope that doesn't come back to mentally affect them for the rest of this half and the remainder of the match, OG.
Whew, the highlight reels are...
And we get to see the infamous XM out on Marzel as well. He's gonna go charging through. Trist is soon not gonna know what hit him.
This is absolutely massive stuff, Shade. Now, Reckoning Esports, their economy is on the verge of getting to the right track. Beautiful shot from Wimp. He's doing a lot in way of keeping Blaze low when it comes to utility, you know? It's very essential for Blaze to have these Molotovs, to have these nades, to slow down Reckoning's approach towards the A side. I find it to be especially true on Train, where if the T side get a dominant start and control to how the CD economy is going to function, it's so very easy to choke them out of this A side and just send them packing, which has been the case for the tournament thus far, with, let's hope, Blaze beating this trend. So far, Reckoning have looked sharp on that T side. It's only now that they're starting to give away a little steam. They're back on the buy nonetheless, and Blaze, they're upping their aggression to a crap ton. Robin and SK again start off the round, beautifully ringing the upset up. Tells the A side, Betray, he had no hope left in him. Blaze, so electric on the A side defense. It's just Robin and SK Rossi chiming in blow after blow after blow. Reckoning Esports just simply do not know where they're being struck down from.
And Reckoning now, they're out of money here. Gonna have to do with the upgraded pistols. Blaze Esports are so close to leveling things up in Train. The fact that they were so far behind was just a few moments ago shocks me on how fast that they've been able to turn things around here.
SK Rossi again gets the entry. Mind you, it's only pistols that Reckoning Esports do have in their arsenal. You have to be a little kind to them. I feel that's how SK should have approached it. Sadly, it ain't the case. He ain't being any merciful whatsoever. In fact, it's only Betsy who survives, and SK Rossi, as frag hungry as he may be, he's gonna be gifted 14 kills to open off 14 rounds in the game, Shade. It didn't start well for Blaze, and I'd say the majority of the success should be attributed to both SK Rossi and Robin at the moment, who have brought in massive rounds for Blaze to cement this comeback. 6-7 Shade, and there's still a chance that Blaze could take the lead. Neither of us would have assumed that's going to be the case, considering the place we were, I guess, 20 minutes ago.
I think that was more like 10 minutes ago. That's how fast we've seen this turn around. And
oh boy. SK Rossi again with the entries. There's simply nothing that Reckoning Esports can do to stop this man. So, in front of him. Plays aggressive, that's just GG right here, right now. But Reckoning Esports, they are counting their stars that Rossi would not push. And mind you, it's a very delicate setup towards the B side. If Rossi goes down, either of the Rossi for that fact, it puts a lot of pressure on the other, but beautiful pick by MSK. He's simply finding these through the nooks and crannies. The Reckoning Esports are leaving dry. And finally, Reckoning Esports are getting some sort of advantage. Quite a wild Shade from since they even got close to Apps plant. Robin Oh, he lets go of that smoke a little too early. Tris walks in just on the head of Robin. It's all left on Marzilla. 1 versus 2. Trist is 4 HP, but he's committed to the long rotation. Wimp needs to buy as much time as humanly possible. And are they just gonna leave each other unnoticed? No, Marcel, quick to check the back lines as he puts himself in a very doable 1 versus 1. Mind you, Trist is 6 HP, and the bomb, it's not even planted. I think it's planted for him. There we go. It's just about enough to confuse Marcel and get the perfect angle. 8-6, Blaze Esports. They've made a resurgence, all right, but Reckoning Esports still walking away with the better end of the trade.
Yep, they did get a couple of kills there on the T entry. SK Rossi getting a pick off, pushing aggressively into upper, and I believe it was his comrade Rossi who manages to get another one at lower as well. But that was pretty much it. Reckoning managed to find the subsequent frags and the post plant. Blaze Esports there at the end. Marzel comes close, but not good enough to clutch it out. 6-8, last round of the first half. Reckoning will close out the half in the lead, but they would love to have that cushion going into the second half.
Exactly. Reckoning. They've been pretty incognito about their approach, not giving away much in way of footsteps, and this is the first piece of utility they're gonna diss out. SK Rossi still has the shot, and here comes Rossi towards the side, chiming in, buying the aggro, and selling them to waste. It's all on a Wimp. A 1 versus 3, and Lucia puts him into reality. 8-7, Blaze Esports. Delivering in all fronts.
Yep, that was a strong reply by Blaze Esports towards the second part of that first half. Reckoning at one point of time were running away with it pretty hard. 7-1 was the score in favor of Reckoning, but you got a flurry of rounds there at the end. 6 of the 7 rounds picked up by Blaze, and 7-8, they're off to a good start.
Exactly.
I believe if we're gonna...
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side.
All right, we're back with that action. Wimp is going to be left all alone, and Blaze seems to have taken the pistol round pretty easily. That's the B hit with 3 players alive. Post plant 8-8. It's even Stevens, but Reckoning Esports, they are theoretically on the favored side on train, right? It is slightly CT favored, but Blaze Esports right now, a huge train of momentum on their side.
Well, I'd say it would be CT-sided, but that's only in the condition that you have enough to go around in way of utility. You need a lot of nades and molotovs to defend the A side early and prevent early map control going the way of Blaze, which if we know anything about Blaze, they can crank up the pace to a shit ton in the matter of no time. So it's very crucial that Reckoning Esports do as much as they can to keep their economy as green as possible. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to win you in the long run against Blaze. Nothing in terms of short-term success means anything. And I feel like the first half is a huge testament to that fact.
Not to mention, it is almost impossible to have a good CT side without having stabilized the economy here, and Reckoning Esports are gonna be on hard pistols, just the one deagle invested in. Blaze able to sniff out the fact that it was a B stack and they're able to walk into an MTA. Question is, does Reckoning want to feed into some of these guns here? Rossi picks up 2. There's more from where that came from. Up at connector to clean up.
Oh boy. They just feed into the Mac 10 shade. This is going to be quite the problem, because at the end of the day, the Mac 10 is such a farm gun where you get so much of kill reward. If I'm not wrong, $600 with 1100 in terms of investment. So getting those 2 kills not only covers for that SMG, but also gives you a little extra for spare change. Given that Blaze Esports are a team which are very comfortable, right, in changing the pace, but they're a more aggressive team just by natural tendency. That's something that the CT side should really consider. You want more utility going in the hands of Blaze, SK Rossi. I guess we all have those moments in between games, right? It looks dead on, but things don't happen your way. Marzel, though, quick swing, just playing around the A side at the moment with his team, just waiting on the call. He's buying so much distraction, and now Blaze are planning to move towards the B side. Lucia's gonna do a job to sell a fake. That's gonna be the pivotal part of this round. Trist needs to come a massive on defense, left all to his lonesome. The white swing gonna come from highway pretty quick, but Betray, they're at the perfect moment, and now Trist, he can aggress through the sidelines. It's all left on Robin and Lucia, but they have gotten a kill each, making this a 1 versus 3. Lucia with the Mac 10 though, he needs the plan. If he could punch in the digits, could give his team a little bit of extra cash, but he's sent to his demise far too quick. 9-9, Reckoning Esports find the equalizer.
And they find it in style there. Considering Blaze, especially initially in that round where we had Marzel keep the defenders at A for a very long time there, Blaze are almost all but set to get an easy entry to B, but wasn't really the case. The rotations come in thick and fast, and Blaze unable to find the frags on early allowed Reckoning to level things up, but they do have the money to invest back into this. It is Marzel picking up the AWP.
And Betray opens things off for Reckoning, but the immediate trade does favor Blaze. With aggressive control at Ivy, there are a lot of options that Blaze have on the table right now. Rossi even has a smoke, so he can potentially deny and fake a CT rotation, which will pull a lot of resources from the A side to guard the back lines, where Marcel's even penetrating them, watches the shadow. Such a smart player.
Rossi gives away a nice cue there, going for the jump, pretty uncharacteristic, but it is still a 3v3.
Now, Marzel getting a little comfortable towards the yard. Wimp down 14 HP, but he's in a decent position. Lucia, does he check for the question? Rossi cannot provide cover, but Marzel, in the nick of time, turns around and denies Wimp. A 2 versus 2 now with Lucia being on 65. Trist gonna be working the back lines while Vexy tries to buy a little bit of distraction in the front. The volley through Evox is good, but it's not gonna deter Marcel in his position. In fact, he's gonna hold it dead strong. He gets the kill as well. We're gonna go massive. Marcel, we all know him for the shotgun, but he can off just as well. 10-9, Blaze Esports take the lead.
Reckoning Esports, they're getting picked early. They get the frags, but unfortunately, they're unable to prevent the trades coming in from Blaze Esports. 3v3 there at the end as Blaze hits that A site. If he gets the deny on the planter there, that was going to be a much easier round for Reckoning, but instead Marzel is able to provide cover in the nick of time and clutch it out there at the end, 1v2.
Absolutely massive stuff from Marzel. Even Betray now in a 1 versus 5. Things are starting to slowly look bleak for our underdogs here, Shay. Do you think that right now it warrants for Reckoning Esports to take a timeout? Because I feel like they need to mentally reset a little bit. A lot of these rounds are coming down at the wire, but it's simply no success on the court for Reckoning Esports. This is the time where the captain needs to just have a word with his men, make them a little more comfortable, right? It feels like Reckoning Esports might be a little on edge right now. Let's just hope that they're not out of that game yet, because they have a really, really good buy coming in. If the early pick is granted, who knows? Reckoning Esports might be able to turn the ship around.
They're gonna challenge towards Ivy here. Wimp on the other side of the smoke. The Molotov used as well to prevent this push, but they're going in with the numbers. Have not seen this boost so far. And Wimp,
I think he has.
he has for sure. Gets the opener, and Reckoning Esports, they get the early man advantage, as looks like Rossi's going to continue to keep the pressure on at Ivy as the push comes in towards the B side, and Chris turns around. Oh my lord! What was that? Oh my god, the 3-man spray down. Rossi does find a pick off, but hey.
Yeah, he's given up. He's like, come for me, not my op.
Yeah, he does the wise thing there.
Yeah.
But I don't see if Reckoning Esports would have actually picked that up and gone into a double up setup. Train is in fact one of those maps where you can run the dual greens on the CT side, so regardless, Super Kid wasn't going to take a chance there. But let's talk about Triss there. What was that on the B side? A godlike 3-man spray down. He wasn't even looking the right way. He was looking at lower. They come out of upper, tag him down, and then he's able to pull out the rabbit out of the hat. 11-10 Blaze. If you ever had a doubt that they'd given up on this, boy oh boy did they show it off in style.
They did, Shade. Trist coming up absolutely massive. I'd say he's the man who has the most experience when you see the entirety of the Reckoning roster. He's certainly showing up with his game as well. Blaze Esports, you've got to be feeling a little gutted, right? Regardless how composed of a team you are, how much you outskill your opposition, losing rounds like that, and especially in that fashion, it doesn't feel good whatsoever. And Blaze, are they going to be able to do anything about this? Did they still have the fight left in them? Betray, Price, take Marzul down on multiple occasions. He finally comes up on top. It's been a while since we've seen Marzul just lose a straight-on aim duel, especially on this A side. He's been able to put a lot of pressure on this A defense. Now that he's missing, Blaze Esports, what do they resort to? The A hit? Are they expecting the unexpected is the question, because the push from Vexy, it's going to be what's gold for the Reckoning defense. Vexy coming up massive with the first 2 versus 4. Betray could have pushed the smoke, but he's being a little conservative about his positioning, and Vexy goes down due to it. Now they have the backline in the form of Ivy, but Rossi not blind, and he gets the kill. Sneaks his way up towards the heaven as well, as he's put Lucian in the 1 versus 2, but Wimp is so dead low. With the push close, he might be able to get this early frag, but Tristan is in a position to get the refrag. And this is why you'd like to play this one from afar. You deny that refrag possibility, and you have so much more time to play around with the mind of your opposition. There, Lucia, he did almost everything right, but the range just simply preferred Trist. If Trist would not have committed to that refrag, though, it could have been a very, very dirty pitch for Reckoning.
Yep, it was Blaze Esports there again, refusing to give up despite the numbers disadvantage. Bring it down to 1v1, but Trist, twice now that he's come up huge for Reckoning Esports. And it's all even Stevens at 11-11 as we head into the dying parts of this matchup here. They have control again of the B side.
The initial kill as well. What's happening here, Blaze?
But it's pistols only, and the CTs need to be careful that they don't give away a few early frags for free.
Clouda, he's aggressing so much. All those lonesome. Why is he playing so aggressive? A huge misplay, and Marcel's cleaned up towards the back lines, where he's buying so much time and denying the rotation from Wimp. Vexy, that is a very crucial frag that he needed to net. Luckily, Betray finds Rossi, and it's all left on a Marcel in a 1 versus 3, but he's coming in from the back. The bomb, it's not planned for him. He could get 1 frag if he tries to, but Vexy turns 180 and denies Marcel any kind of success. 12-11. Reckoning Esports now take the lead. This game is going so to and fro, Shade. Undoubtedly one of the best series we've had in a very long time, I suppose.
They do have the money though, thanks to the eco the previous round. AWP back out into the hands of Marzel. But Blaze Esports now, they cannot lose any more rounds. There is no more room to mount another big comeback if things don't go their way and start going their way real soon as well.
This is, mind you, a Blaze which is playing with a secondary roster, so you do have to give them certain benefit of the doubt where they haven't looked like a well-oiled machine quite yet. At least so far it's pretty evident on their T side, and we've been seeing this tendency as well, right, Shade? Where teams are much better on the defense rather than the offense.
We're going to keep our eyes here. Wimp able to take down Rossi with that backstab. And it's going to come down to Trist playing contact. And he still manages to find two here. Clouda pushing through. The smoke does bloom. Marzel is down to 6 HP. It's going to be very hard for him to offer anything here. Lucia is going to have to get some frags. And he's going to have to get it. In fact, Mazub gets one. Clouda is going to try and prevent the plant from going through. He's going to make this push. He's looking the long way. 2v2. Now it's definitely possible. Wimp on the rotate back across Betray with the AWP. Trained in Marzel 6 HP. But he's got the op. It doesn't really matter. Betray pushes up with the op himself. Needs to probably land the no scope. Can't find it. Wimp now with it all to do. 1v2. He has the nade in hand, but he's probably going to get guilty of getting taken down, trying to use one. Blaze Esports 12-12. And Trist's antiques there on the T entry amount to nothing.
What a match, Shade. Blaze Esports, they are showing that they're here play. I feel like out of every single team that we've considered to be clear favorites, Blaze have been the one who have been struggling for the much of it so far. Let's hope that they're able to take their lessons from this match.
And Betray just gonna push through, try and challenge Rossi.
No. So close, yet so far.
I mean, he had the right idea there. He uses the timing of the smoke, absolute perfect time to actually push through in case your opponent is looking at using another bit of utility, but Lucia is just making some noise here towards A. The C4 is heading quite in the opposite direction towards B, and it's just Trist alone. This man has been stellar so far, but the last round, despite the early frags, it didn't really matter. Will it pretty much be round 2 of the same story, OG?
It's setting itself up to be as such, Shade. I'll give you that. The rotations are coming in though at the perfect. Oh, the switcheroo Blaze, they're turning around. Rossi finds the kill. Reckoning Esports, just when you think you've outread them, you get debated. SK through the smoke, and Chris left with an all to do. Pulls out the SMG, no range, able to get the frag, but there is no hiding from SK Rossi. He will find you. He will wreck you. For now, Reckoning Esports have been delivered quite the significant blow because Blaze Esports, they're not going to be up against much. It's either going to be a free round that Reckoning Esports have to throw away now to stabilize their economy, or force into it, compromising the entirety of the game and Reckoning going the conservative route. Blaze Esports coming up with an absolutely massive round here to potentially push them towards the finish line. SK Rossi and gang clearing up the A side as if it's just fun and games. And themselves up 2 rounds away from eliminating what we thought might be an underdog victory in the form of Reckoning Esports.
Yep, it had all the signs of one. especially halfway through the first half. 7-1 in favor of Reckoning, but right now it is Blaze Esports all the way, and Reckoning, unless they find something fast this round, they're going to be staring down map and match point. They decide to still continue to play one man alone at B here, Trist. They really do believe in him, and they've shored up the A hit primarily because Blaze have shown the fact that they don't mind going in for early contact play up at A, and just straight up having the numbers there allows Reckoning a chance at being able to fend that off without giving up the site itself. But this time around, Blaze are gonna play things very slow. Two players towards Ivy, Marzel as well as Rossi. We've seen them do this time and again, but this time there is no opportunity being offered as Reckoning are playing deep inside the site. Wexy ends up going down. Oh no. That is fact, Clouda who gets the kill onto Rossi. So the T's are the ones in trouble here. The push coming through Ivy, and they get a huge opener onto Clouda. Can they find the second? Rossi goes huge there, and on Wexy finds two. Clouda gets a third as well. Wexy gets the fourth. Oh my lord. 4 huge kills on the defense there by Wexy on the A side. And Reckoning Esports refuse to tap out. They're still here, they're still breathing, they're still not yet done with this match. That was huge there. 4K on the A side. They lost the numbers. It's all down to Wexy there to keep Reckoning Esports in this match, and the pause is called, rightfully so. I do believe it is a tech pause, but Blaze Esports will need the reset after that. Reckoning Esports as well, for that matter. I'm sure their adrenaline is pumping over the roof. But it is a best of one elimination match here. Blaze Esports, they still have the money here to go for a full buy. Marzel able to buy out the op, but they're gonna have to sacrifice a wee bit in terms of utility.
It's quite rare to see that kind of a defense pay off in that massive of dividends at such a crucial round as well. Reckoning took such a risk because, especially in a forward defense, you have a very limited window where it can strike. You are not going to be playing in the most comfortable of zones. It's only a couple of players who have that aptitude to play so aggressive and still be so relaxed in the way they approach. You know, which angle to go next? Where do you think your opposition is going to be coming from? How do you think they're going to split their entry? 14-13, Reckoning Esports.
We talked about Trist the entire match in how stellar he's been on B. Wexy just came huge there for Reckoning with that A defense. And signs of true champions is when you have your players step up in crucial rounds like that. When you don't have things going your way. Did look like early on in the round, SK Rossi finding 2 players in the A side. Oh, that was pretty much it. That was curtains in Blaze. Should have, in reality, have had map and match point, but Reckoning, they're not going down without a fight here. They're going to fight tooth and nail till the very end. Blaze, with the limited utility this time around, Robin should be able to buy up some utility once the pause does come off. He's sitting on $1,600. Betray continues to wield the AWP. Looking at the frags, SK Rossi by far has been an absolute beast on the server. 32, 1 and 19. We just keep singing. Yeah, we just keep singing songs of praise for this young man, and he's earned every single one of them that do come his way.
Exactly, Shade. He's opened eyes to the potential that I'd say he's been the single reason why the name Blaze has been so well renowned. For the majority of his career, he's been that man that people look at as that kind of fragger, right? Not exactly what you'd consider a conventional fragger, but he could just be so explosive, deliver the big plays at the big moments that you need them. He's always been the guy to get the best of positioning and the best of times. And if you're playing against him, that's the most annoying characteristic you can find. It's players like SK Rossi who you know what's gonna happen, how exactly it's gonna happen, and it still happens regardless what you do to play against it. At that moment, Reckoning Esports knew that there is an IB league that's in progress, and they were trying to rotate and deploy utility to compensate for that fact. But just the elusiveness that SK Rossi comes in, right? Just playing contact, not even a single flashbang for the entry, in fact, where he is able to catch him off guard and then just immediately keep the momentum at an all-time high while pushing through the side. Sadly, yeah, Vexy just turned out to be an absolutely madman.
And we do have the unpause coming through. Round number 28, Reckoning Esports still very much in this match. Blaze Esports do still hang on to the lead, but it is only the one solitary round here. Let's see if it's going to be a quick play. They seem to be charging down very fast. Oh, the op from Betray gets the opener. That's a huge pickoff.
Exactly, considering it's, oh no, it's SK Rossi as well. The big guns are down, Shade. It's only the starboard cannons which are left to try and dent the hull of Reckoning Esports. But so far, the ship has not sunk, and it's still holding tight. Trist coming up absolutely massive once again. Betray with the op, chimes in from the stoppers, putting a stop to Blaze Esports. The flash from Lucius good, pushes Betray off the angle. He swung wide though, his position given away wide to swing of Clouder, but he's found a massive frag. Clouder will be in close proximity to reply. 14-14, Reckoning Esports. This man till blazes by, and now are one round away from not only getting the lead, but on being on map and match point.
Big decision coming up for Blaze Esports. They don't have the money here to go for the buy. Do they force buy or do they play for overtime? Force buy is the call. Marzel will have to do with just the deagle. They put the AK on their champ players so far. The star players will have to deliver. Walks in through Olaf, gets the opener. Clouder gets his head taken off. Rossi with the drive-by. Has he done enough though to pull this round in their favor? They're losing numbers though. Betray still continues to go big. And Robin and Lucia, the two new players coming in, are going to have to step up big. The spray transfer from Robin, not good enough, but he still finds the first. But he's going to be left in a 1v1. C4 is dropped towards the backer side, but Trist is going to decide to go for the quick reposition back out. He's head all the way back towards upper of B. I'm guessing this is going to be a transition through Pop Dog, as Robin, he's got a lot of angles to worry about. This is going to take him time, and the timing's going to be key here. Trist popping out a Pop Dog. I don't believe Robin's going to be ready for this. If he does peek back out through hell.
Enough time though. Robin should be able to catch wind of this. Now he should be expecting Trist in the back lines. Still looking for him though. And I mean, it could have costed them the game, Shade. Trist, he was lucky that he was in the backstab, because if Robin had earlier eyes on him, this could have been lights out for Reckoning Esports and all their efforts in the second half thus far.
And Blaze now, they don't have the money, they don't have the rounds either. They're staring down match point, they're staring down elimination. And Reckoning Esports are the first team to hit match point here. It was Bitrace tapping up massive there with the AWP. 2 frags early on in the round, allowing Trist to get himself into that 1v1 situation there at the end to clutch it out. What's the play here? 1 minute 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Marzil on the drive-by. He's made his way towards Ivy. He's taking control. Looks like he's going to try and push back where Wimp is. Wimp has managed to put himself some distance behind it. Marzil can't really afford to give away this frag here.
But Rossi coming up with something massive, making use of the close range engagements, but it's all gone down the drain. It's Robin and Lucia to keep Blaze Esports in it to win it. The 2 versus 4, no utility. It's all gonna be the gunplay. Robin, beautiful tap on his wrist, and it's allowed Lucia to perhaps sneak, but Vexi's far too aware. Robin,
But that is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Reckoning Esports. They've done it. They've clutched it out, and they will give us the first big upset of the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament. They knock out the favorites, Blaze Esports, 16-14. What a match, Apple.
Oh my goodness, talk about goosebumps. My skin is crawling because that was an insane game. You can feel the energy, the adrenaline throughout the entire match. Congratulations, Reckoning Esports, for taking this one in the bag, and they will move on to the round of 32. Now, there were a lot of moments throughout the entire match. You know, we saw Trist with a clutch, bringing the scoreline to 15-14. We've seen triple kills from both Trist and Wimp. And then we've seen great plays as well from the side of Blaze Esports. What are your overall thoughts on how the match went?
I believe there was a lot of back and forth. I did mention during the pre-game that Reckoning, if they were to stand a chance there to come off the guns blazing from the get-go, get off to a good start, that's exactly what they did. 7-1 at one point of time after the first 8 rounds. But Blaze being Blaze, they always find a way back to fight in a match. They got very close to, in fact, taking it all the way. But if you ask me, the one turning point in that match, Wexi's 4K on that A site hold that gave Reckoning Esports their 13th round on the board, preventing Blaze from being the first one to hit match point, turned things again in favor of Reckoning, and they never really looked back from that point on. Huge props to Reckoning Esports. I mean, I'm sure the guys came pumped in today. They knew they were going up against one of the best teams in India, and boy oh boy did they turn up and perform.
Oh, that's brilliant. All right, guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We will go and prep for game number 2. That was an amazing game number 1. Congratulations once again to Reckoning Esports. And we will have Team Monarchy versus Raw GG coming up next. So do stay tuned, guys. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side.
On the favorite side of Dust 2, what at least I'd call the favorite side, with the CD pistol secure shade, they have a lot of utility backing them. I just hope that this pistol strat that keeps working out just doesn't repeat right now, because that will remove Roar GG from their comfort spot.
I am super surprised on how Team Monarchy actually kind of misplayed that post plant. They were in a very comfortable position there. They had the numbers advantage. We pretty much had Revs pull out quite a bit of work there early on. 3 kills on the entry, but the CTs with the numbers disadvantage were able to turn things around regardless, and it looks like they're going to go for a B hit here. Skiz the spray all over the place. He should have had that first initial pick off, no questions asked, but...
And now Noobzera in through CT. This is a very tantalizing place, but he has the opportunity to strike now. Orion buys bait. He goes down. No, Noobzera could come up massive. But Team Monarchy, their T-side starting to look very nice, Shade. I like the presence that Doom has towards A short. Always a threat towards the backlines in case the B rotation is committed. Presence towards mid, evenly applied as towards the B tunnels as well. Monarchy has a really nice default setup. It just seems like some of these aim deals are not going their way, which Road GG have done a lot to secure over. For now, 1-1, our pistol curse continues to be the trend. Let's see if Road GG can reply with a similarly trending buy.
Extreme. He's playing contact here. He's just going to try and play the bait and switch as Ace continues to provide the distraction here, point blank. But the smoke continues to provide him decent bit of cover here. Let's see if they force this issue out. Orion does hang back long enough to find that kill there. Ace as well as Super still seem to want to go fishing here in this area. They've got nothing much to lose. They almost line up L2 there, but instead, Noobzera is going to find the solitary kill, and it's all down to Skiz. He's going to find absolutely nothing. Way outnumbered there on the B side. And Super is going to be left with a prey. 1v4. And this is Team Monarchy replying back strong against the Pistols. And they're going to take the lead for the first time in this best of 1.
They do lose a significant amount of weaponry though in the previous round, which will lead to Team Monarchy reinvesting into a significant amount of dough into their arsenal. And you can see what it's done, right? Orion's down $200. Hetty, alongside Doom, ain't really doing all that fly. So money is certainly starting to shape up to be an issue. Let's hope that Roar GG do not pull out something with the Pistols right now, because it's going to be quite imperative for Team Monarchy to keep as many members up, especially in this round. Having an MP9 though is going to be a refreshing thing, because you can just allow Rebs to go on the hunt, push towards short, and they're just looking for any kind of loose ends here. Roar GG. Sadly, they have not found any except for Orion, who's already dispelled that Molotov. Gets the kill on the back of the pressure applied. Easy GG. Roar GG now should be able to get on an investment, but it won't be a real easy one. Easy.
Yeah, that was
Post.
a pretty straightforward anti-eco there, Team Monarchy. They get themselves into a decent post plant, and Roar GG there. Just trying to put a dent in the T economy with just the Pistols. Looks like Roar GG will continue to wield the Pistols alone here in the subsequent round as well. They have put in some money though with the Deagle armor. Let's see if they can maybe squeeze themselves an opener and retrieve a rifle or two off Team Monarchy.
Exactly, Shane. 1-3, Roar GG. They're still trying to dent the economy of Team Monarchy. They have been successful at it. And now, given the added armor, if they do get that early frag shade, they potentially could use one of the AKs that Team Monarchy have against them. Jera is in a very compromised position, but bait's already being bought. Orion has got to be thinking to himself, did Ace swing for a reason there? And the reason would be the aggression. Noob Zara, he not only gets that frag, but he picks up the AK and he has armor. So the potential on him is massive. Revs, beautiful run and gun. The MP9, just an absolute mower in this range. Noob Zara going absolutely head and shoulders as he finds 2 massive kills, 3 in fact. Revs is very elusive with his positioning, does down Noob Zara at the end there. It's all left on ice keys, a 1 versus 2. But he has armor, he has the AK and the smoke. So he potentially could force an engagement here from Monarch and make this a 1v1. Smoke. Gonna be
The push
blooming.
through. The timing.
Massive flag. Could be the clutch here. The white swing. SK luckily shuts it down though. 1-4. But mind you, this was a half investment coming in from Roar GG. They only had Deagle armors headed into the round, and it came down to a 1 versus 1. This is the economy of Team Monarch being slightly tested. And now with Roar GG strike, they not only have the chance to get a huge resurgence back, but they also have a chance to get the choke on Team Monarch, which is a very crucial fact, especially when you're playing Dust 2, a map which doesn't favor any side. But if the economy ain't doing that great, there's not much safety you could have on either the defense or the offense.
4-1. There is money for Roar GG here to go in for the investment. Let's see if they're going to be bringing out the AWPs into play. And yeah, there you go. The timeout comes in. I'm not really sure what the plan here is going to be for Roar GG, because Team Monarchy have been winning a lot of early duels. Seems like they do pack the slightly better firepower, and except for that miraculous retake of the A site in the pistol round, we've seen barely much more from the CTs thus far, but they're going to pull out the AWP here straight up into the hands of Super. Let's see if that is going to call for a change in playstyle itself. Will we see the CTs get a little more aggressive in the early round?
Let's hope that the op from Super can actually deliver, because this is what I'd say is the X factor heading into this round. This is something that Team Monarchy might not expect coming in, but that flashbang was something that we didn't see coming from a mile away. Now, the utility towards long, Team Roar have some sort of real estate, right? I find that to be a big problem as to what they've been doing earlier in the half. They've not had much real estate on the CT side per se, but now with long being contested, they need to start worrying about having none towards mid whatsoever. This significantly weakens how you can play it later on towards the round if they're not hitting towards any side alone. Mid's going to be a very crucial piece of this puzzle, and it seems like Team Monarchy have gotten a clue to how to break this puzzle open. They not only do that, but they take the second piece of it down to 15 HP. Now, RoGG in a much more passive and entrenched position towards the A side, which might just mean that the B4 it's easier to take down and put into ruins, but it's not the game plan coming in from Monarch. They are going to be pushing in. Super, the upheld, but it seems like a million bullets hit him at once. He's got a massive spray. It almost connects on a 3. Luckily, Noobzera's in a position where he can contest a 1 versus 2. But look at the HP across the board chain. It's so dead low. Utility, though, temporarily favoring the T side. Considering they have a nade and a Molotov, it's so easy to lock Noobzera out. Hence, the long rotation coming in from Noobzera. Is this expected as the reason? SK has been playing so elusive towards Car. Noobzera not giving away a footstep. He gets taken down. 5-1. Monarch. They gamble their eggs in the riskier basket, but their eggs are still safe. And the home's coming in, and the chicken's coming in to roost, because this is starting to amass to quite the substantial lead on the T side.
Yep, Team Monarchy are running away with this early on. Kind of looks like deja vu compared to the last game as well. We were sitting at almost the same scoreline, that matchup as well. This time it's going to be an A push, and they walk into the grinder there. The pistols go to work at long, but they realize it a tad bit too late, and they continue to push the numbers and force the issue at long. Not a wise decision indeed, and now Extreme, all he's got to do is just stay alive. They know they've got the heavy numbers on their side, and it's going to take a miraculous effort here from Doom and Heady to make this happen, but they're not finding the cracks. They do, in fact, find 2 in the reload out in the open. Heady just about manages to keep his head intact, and they've found themselves some room. 1v3, only the 1 recovered rifle, the push out. Heady somehow wins that duel out. He punches the numbers in. Doom now in a 1v2 is trying to use the smoke to his favor here. He turns back around. Timing's gonna be everything, but Extreme able to hold things out. I think he was delaying it till Skis does make it there, but wasn't even needed there at the end. RoGG gets their second round on the board, but all those early round kills with the pistols, they almost flush it down, OG.
Man, what a day it's been. And by the way, that came close to the wire as well. If the timing was slightly in the favor of that peak, it very well could be Monarchy taking the round. Sadly, that's not the case. RoGG, luckily, though, have been coming in with some sort of a response. But we've seen RoGG at their best shade. They are still yet to awaken. Right now, Team Monarchy seems to be large and in charge. Let's expect a reply from RoGG, because again, we've been seeing a lot of this, right? Initially, a team has a lot of momentum, and we generally see a shift around the 8 to 10 round mark. So RoGG still not out of the fight, but Monarchy still controlling the majority of it, which has happened thus far. Doom! Beautiful job. Knew exactly what's up. RoGG.
This is very risky. SK Easy does have the C4, and if Noobzera finds the skill It's going to be pretty hard for them to recover the C4, but they've delayed it long enough here. ASAP with the op. He's lost his teammate. They're coming in from all directions.
Beautiful shot. Good go for the second, but the peek from tunnels, he was not ready for that whatsoever. Teddy gets a head start, and now with the man lurk towards mid, this is just Doom from the beginning. Doom, he's been on such a spree so far, just controlling the defense of Roar GG in this round. And Ice Keys has done a good job of bringing this back to 1 versus 2. But I don't want to get overly ambitious, Shade. Monarchy, they have a good defense, they have a good crossfire set in motion. The nade just screams out loud, we know where you are, we know where you come from, we're gonna get you. 6-2, Team Monarchy just dismantle the buy coming in from Road GG. Didn't even break a sweat in the process as well.
Yeah, that is not a good sign for Roar GG. They need the rounds. They need to start stringing them together if they are to get themselves a decent first half here. But the 2 rounds that they've got have been isolated by and large, and Orion picking off players on the cross is not going to help that cause either, OG.
Exactly. Things just go from bad to worse. Monarchy, they know where to apply the pressure shade, and it's the throat. So tantalizing and juicy at the same time. Harry, he's gonna get gooshed, but he does return fire, and Ace, an absolutely massive frag to even out the numbers and keep Monarchy within their bounds. But now Monarchy are gifted control towards short, and they might want to exploit this to the fullest. There's only 1 man towards this A bomb site. This could get real messy, real fast, Shade, and Roar GG are on the receiving end of something nasty.
Yeah, they're going to commit for this. ASAF, unfortunately, is not too keen on getting aggressive, but he's heard the utility being used, and it's all going to come down to Noob Zera here. The rotation through CT spawn. They don't Molotov of Goose here, and they're gonna have to run in. They don't even check Goose for that matter, and the planter gets taken down, leaving it all to do for SK Easy.
This has been a very good half for... Oh wait, that smoke is awful. That smoke, it divides the defense. It could do so much. Super though. Wait, was there smoke from the T side or the CD side? I have to presume from the T side, right? Because I presumed it was from the CD side in the beginning. And I was like, that doesn't quite add up. And then I think I pictured it in my mind right. Regardless, Monarchy, a massive advantage. But as soon as Roar GG win a round trade, it's become so easy for them to break Monarchy's defense, where they had to string another and they're right back in it. Potentially even at a point where they can touch the equalizer.
Right now the Deagle's going to work, making up some noise. The re-smoke back out as they're just going to leave 1 CT towards the B site, and in a couple of moments ASAF is going to have T swarming in his direction. The rotate back from mid from extreme as they set up. Right now we do have Orion watching out to see if they maybe catch a CT on transition, but a quick pop flash push through.
Ooh, beautiful double from extreme. Denies the B side to Team Monarchy, and now with the crunch from mid, extreme has to be worried about 2 angles. Luckily, Ace is right around the corner to provide him the backup that he deserves. 2-on-5. Orion does get a frag on extreme though, and if Ace goes down, it's the B side up in grabs for Team Monarchy. As he's plays the smoke to perfection, leaving Heady with an all to do. 9 HP, and he ends up going down. 4-6 Shade. This has been the resurgence for Roar GG. That 1 round changed it all, and now Monarchy, they're not as comfortable as they were a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Roar GG. How many rounds is it? It's 3 of the last 4 rounds that they've managed to pick up. And Team Monarchy, you kind of lost their way a wee bit in the last few rounds. We haven't seen them get that easy early pick-off that they've been managing to do round and round again. And looks like they're going to go for a fast hit. And Skiz is almost not ready for this. In comes the utility. Can he win the open? A lot of teams heading his way. Extreme, however, providing backup. 2 players dangerously low.
And the defense so far shapes up. Doom, wide swing with the MAC-10. Not advisable at this range, but he's making it feasibly work. Picks up an N4, in fact. This is massive stuff, Shade. Doom going above and beyond. Noob Zera finally puts him to sleep. And SK. Ooh, if he landed that headshot, things would have been possible, Shade. But ACF recovers, and this is the 5th round. Now going to Roar.GG. They are stringing this together and making it look quite easy. Where, in fact, this is quite the contrary a few minutes ago, where Monarchy was on an absolute spree. This tournament, Shade, there's just that online element that you have not seen in quite a while, especially in Counter-Strike. I'm really enjoying this. The roller coaster of these games are very, very exciting. It's a situation where teams don't really necessarily trade rounds blow for blow, but the momentum keeps swinging at least 4 to 5 times in a single half, which is in and of itself a delight to watch.
And Team Monarchy right now, they're going to be gutted. 2v2 there at the end. A couple of huge whiffs on the sprays cost them the round. And Roar.GG now, that's allowed them back into touching distance. In Team Monarchy, the money is pretty much just about enough to get themselves a first buy.
Do you think it's worth it though? Such a stage of the game where you have to commit for the force. I feel like, especially in these games where it's been very close to the wire and teams keep forcing, it normally doesn't give you the risk reward that you're gambling for. Perhaps something that Team Monarchy could have considered is giving away the lead, fighting at the equalizer, but not giving away to such an inferior buy, where now they're a little short on utility and there's a MAC-10 on revs.
SF almost comes close to getting the boost through the smoke, and Noob Zera gonna get challenged. Gets the first, is able to fall back, gets the incendiary out as well, preventing Orion from pushing out through doors just yet. And Monarchy just can't seem to find an opening, whatever they do here.
Skis! The timing, it was on his side. He was lucky, and the bomb drop gets him so much work done already. This is just one hell of a CT side, Shade, where once the aggressive tendencies was punishing them, which is earlier on in the half for GG, now it's being such a catalyst to this comeback, where Team Monarchy are getting caught off guard each step along the way. 6-6, GG forcing the equalizer and looking very likely now to steal the lead for the half.
Yeah, that has been 5 of the last 6 consecutive rounds now going the way of the CT's. Team Monarchy, they just seem so uneasy right now at the start of each of these rounds. They were able to take those early duels and take them pretty convincingly at the start, but that's no longer the case. The confidence seems to be in an all-time low as well. They've been trying to force pretty unconventional plays, and largely it hasn't really worked out for them. And yeah, the op in short gets the pick off, able to fall back thanks to the smoke cover there. And Team Monarchy, it is an eco round, but you've seen eco rounds come down to the wire, especially in rounds where the pistols do start to sing early on. Don't believe this round is heading in that direction though, as Noobzera finds yet another pickoff, and that should send the rest of Team Monarchy funneling back towards the B side. But as I say that, Doom hits back out. I do believe he's looking for a backstab that is not really coming. Roar GG more than happy to just sit back on the sides and let Monarchy call the shots.
Exactly, discipline play, Shade. Right now, the objective for RoGG is to build back the economy they once had. Although, if the op is removed, it'd be a significant asset stolen away from their hands. Super. Luckily, lands the shot and ace to close things shot 7-6. RoGG now take the lead. And Monarch, they have the chance to fight back. More than a chance, considering the buy they're going to come in now. They potentially could go on an op setup as well, but that's something that we've not seen much of Monarch, right? Do you think that this op setup on Orion is going to change many things?
I mean, it's the best attempt they've got so far. AWP, we've even seen teams go to the double op setup as a last-ditch effort.
And now, let's see if that investment's going to pay out. For, I guess, our purposes, RoGG, they certainly have enough rounds to be comfortable. This is going to be on Team Monarch to actually fight their way back and try to regain what seemed like a dominant control of the A side. And this is their opening as well, considering that the op is not set up towards A long. It is, wait, it is? Oh,
It
my
is,
bad. I just looked at that a little wrong, but yeah. Considering the op is set up towards long, it's going to be a little hard for Team Monarchy to enter if their utility is not disposed properly. That's the only condition here. Extreme, he's going to buy a flash towards short, and Super Peak's going to be on the peak. Can he get that frag is the question. Misses the off shot that gives the cue for Monarchy to start the wraparound. Extreme's going to be good too, but that's all he's going to be good for. The Duck, Red, providing perfect cover, a 2 versus 3. Trades across the board, and oh, the bomb. That was that silver lining here, Shade, for RoGG to drop the bomb in transition and try to force out fights. That's not going to be the case, though. Monarchy, a man advantage on the hold. Rams spots the head, but it gets his removed in return. Ace and Skis have been setting up the retake for quite a while, and the Molotov denies the wrap. Ace trying to get damage done, but he's in such long of a distance. Doom, massive shot from Goose, but he ends up turning out into what you'd call goose pudding. 7 rounds, now 8. RoGG. Finally something sweet, Shade, because it started to look pretty sour as it hit the bottom of the half. Now, Monarchy have a lot of work ahead of them, and they need to win this round. Again, the pistol round, not really the most consistent round, but a very crucial round for anybody who's playing competitive CS. So having the lead right now would mean everything for RoGG. They need to choke Monarchy out of this tournament. They cannot allow the momentum to be swung back in the favor yet again.
And looks like RoGG want to go on the aggression themselves here. The boost up near long doors. There's a wise decision there from Orion to not force the issue there. Else, that was...
He's still thinking about
Yeah, he's still thinking about going for this peak, and he's going to regret that in a moment.
No! Beautiful stuff coming in from RoGG. Their setup, although default, relatively aggressive and in a very gimmicky fashion. I like this. Look at this boost at look at this cheeky boost at CT. That's what I was intending to go for in the first place. SK spots it out.
What?
Noobzera. I guess he was a little asleep, perhaps a little tired after such a grueling first half. Extreme though, he finds the all-important refrag. A 3 versus 4, and Team Monarchy, they're on the verge of committing. They are throwing everything they have left in the bag towards this B side, and it's going to be Ice Keys on the defense duty alongside Extreme. They need to play this one together. Extreme comes up with the first, swinging wide. He wants to take out the business all by himself. Ice Keys, though, provides perfect support yet again. RoGG, this 2-man setup to its either sides, has been the response for Monarchy's aggressive T-side take towards short. As soon as they bought in this buddy system, there's been nothing that Team Monarchy have been doing that's actually given them results.
I'm surprised, and the fact that Team Monarchy actually waited out that entire have to call that timeout. Looking at how that entire stretch of that second half went, of the first half, second part of the first half rather, it was 8 of the last 9 rounds. They were pretty much leading 5-1 at one point of time were Team Monarchy. But it is since then been Roar GG, and these rounds, except for maybe a couple of them, have not really been close. It's been Roar GG just able to hold on to a stellar defense on either side, and Team Monarchy have gone down to being pretty ordinary on the attack. But that's about to change now, as Roar GG are the ones on the defense. Let's see if they've got the couple of tricks up their sleeves themselves. They're going to start off with utility on extreme, kit on armor, and helmet onto 4. The charge out to Skiz. Spots out SK, but he's not going to give him a full-fledged duel just yet.
Long control temporarily in the favor of Monarchy. Roar GG. They're grouped up towards the tunnels. They're expecting Monarchy to try and play aggressive at any avenue in the map, but that's simply not been the case. Monarchy are not extending their line of control, which is very, very disciplined stuff to be witnessing, especially in a pistol round where you'd expect these one-off gimmicky plays. Not going to be the case. They're going to resort to a default utility, extreme prime with the flash as well. Hetty, he needs to pop off heads now, but he is completely blind and surrounded. He is delivering an old bronze. What a tap! 3 kills. Massive stuff on the B defense duty. Ace left unable to reply. He ends up biting the bullet as well. What a defense, Shade. This is the stuff that Monarchy need if they need to get back in it. Roar, they've been quite dominant for the past, I'd say 20 minutes, but finally, Monarchy are back in it. They have superior guns, they have superior utility. In fact, it's Roar GG completely investing into Deagles and Scouts. If Roar GG lose the Shade, it will start to look a little grim, because their entire lead, whatever they've worked on for the first half, is going to essentially be diluted to one gun round victory. Nate, beautiful one, lands all the way into Doom's doorstep, and the MP9 spray down. Orion ends up netting himself 2 frags. It's gonna be on Eddie to defend this B side, and he's been such a consistent provider. 9-8 Monarchy. They not only dismantled this force by coming in from Roar GG, but they did it in a completely safe fashion, losing only 1 man in throughout the entire ordeal. And the amount of money farmed by these SMG Shade, they're certainly gonna buster up the CT economy for rounds yet to come.
Yep, Team Monarchy there make quick work of that anti-eco. This is the round for for Roar GG. Actually, they're back onto pistols here. So I believe that was the first buy the last time around.
Yep. Flash. Extreme, if he was in a little wider of an angle, he could have found his frag. Oh, the choke. The choke, Shay. Choke.
Yeah. Towards long, however, they're not committing for the long push in revs.
The USP of all weapons, just sniping it at range. Comfortable. Comfort. That's what he finds in that weapon. Certainly something that Roar.gg are not finding in this round thus far. Extreme. 2 HP and a flashbang. The B side, though, is left on the hands of only 1 man, Hetty, who has an MP9, who has a MP9, but it's at very, very, very long range, which is gonna lead it to being put in a little harm's way. Eddie, beautiful stuff from the door, but Roar GG simply not able to make any kind of damage in the past 2 rounds, considering that they have been investing a decent bit. Now they can invest their all. They have a lot of utility. They have the AK-47s out on the playing field. And Team Monarchy, they better be ready, because this is going to define a lot in the way which team is going to get early momentum towards the second half. If Team Monarchy are struggling, the CT side will definitely bring them to their knees, considering how hard it is to gain control in the first place without economy and utility. Roar GG. This is their time to strike. This is where you need to put on your T side mind and get in it. Ace takes a right down, trying to aggress mid like a madman. The gamble that Monarch have taken is absolutely massive. 3-man stacking the A side defense, but Ravs could have gone massive. Sadly, he ends up going home with a single frag. Doom needs a flash.
Yeah, he swings back wide. They're through the smoke, able to pick one back. And it is down to Heady in a 1v2. Security flank back out. He can't find the instant kill. Eventually does, but Extreme couldn't get the trade back out, and he's able to find the spray. Huge play there from Heady, man. Monarchy. They seem to have found that spark back here on the CT side OG. But the question is, they looked exactly this at the start of the first half as well. Will they be able to continue doing this consistently and see out the round of 64 match?
We've had quite the day today, Shade, considering that we just witnessed such an upset on the hands of Blaze. And now having Team Monarch and Roar GG go at it against each other like this. Boy, one entertaining day, eh? So, spray with the M4 is weak. Ice Keys capitalizes, and now the man advantage. Push up to push, in fact, coming in from Team Monarch. Ready for the angles held aggressively by Roar GG. Luckily, they do find the backlines in the form of Noob Zera, completely securing it in that process. And Roar GG with a man advantage. They just choose to play this one passive. This is pretty heads-up play coming in from Roar GG. A pretty smart call being made, trying to abuse that man advantage to the maximum. Let's see if patience truly does reward them. Oh, that could have been a collateral from Doom. Misses the follow-up shot through the smoke, but that more than makes up for it. Heady. Oh, this is dangerous stuff. He gives away a little bit of noise, and Ace knew exactly what to do and how he needs to get it done. Ice Keys, the nade follow-up with the smoke in case there was any shenanigans going on. Just spray through the smoke. They know that Team Monarch are locked out of the B side, and Roar GG are here to settle nest. Revs, in fact, pushed back all the way away from CT spawn. He needs to be on the save. They need the op. They need the M4. Roar GG. All they needed, in fact, was this one round. They are right back in it, Shade.
Yep, that is a round though that is coming in after a pretty long time here for Roar GG. 10-10. Team Monarchy pretty much came down eventually to that backstab from mid going down. If he finds a single frag, buys not only enough time for the CTs to rotate in to prevent them from taking B as easily as they did, it also gives them the numbers advantage to force the issue there towards the latter part post plant. But sometimes it is down to how things play out there. That was Roar GG able to level things up, and the money on Team Monarch is not great, but they're going to go force into this regardless. Put an up on the hands of Doom, and it pays off almost instantly, OG.
Massive stuff from Doom, getting the initial kill for his team in such a crucial round where they were starting to look a little tested. Right now, it doesn't seem like they're as worse for wear. So, sticking on to this long presence, our Roar.gg expecting a rotation to come towards Ice Keys, which is very close, Shade. Iceke's holding his breath. He has a lot of information. For now, Roar GG, all the cards are on their hands. It's all going to depend as to how this minute plays out. That's going to define the majority of the half. Flash thrown from Orion. More control and information goes the way of Roar GG. They know exactly what's up. The smoke set up towards the A side. Doom still not deterred from his angle. There should be a flash accompanying the peak. Holding his breath, Doom misses a crucial shot, and now the presence of his shot is threatened, but Doom, collateral, no scope! Someone put a stop to them! What did he just do there? Holy moly, 11-10 Monarchy.
Roar just line up on A-Long as Doom there with the AWP. 3 kills. He played it very patiently. He held that angle for a good part of a minute, refusing to go away from that angle, and it does pay off big there for Team Monarchy as they're able to take back the lead. Orion, a huge whiff there, allows control of mid to B, and it's all down to Hedy here. We've seen him come out big previously. Can he step up one more time? The smoke fades, and he's able to get the one. Keeps Monarchy still in the reckoning for the retake. Skizz still has a couple of flashbangs to work with, but he better start using them fast, because as soon as Rev speaks this, he's gonna have an open fight to take.
Push. Oh, massive stuff. It leaves Noob Zero in a 1 versus 2. And he's all the way in through the back lines. The smoke deployed. Rev knows where he's coming from. This is turning out to be one hell of a slaughter, Shade.
Well, Roar GG, I am very surprised in the fact that they had one T pretty much across the map there on the A side. He was nowhere in sight. Just the deagle in hand came in way too late. They needed backup, and they needed backup fast there. But Hedy winning that opening duel ensured that Team Monarchy was still having the numbers on their side as that retake eventually came in. But Roar GG right now, what do they do, OG? What do they change up to find a way back into this? Because whatever they're doing is not even close to taking them over that finish line. The flashbang.
Perfection could have gotten the transfer. Ace is gonna be good for the kill though. And Super, he's found a kill towards Car. Suddenly this A-side defense trade is being quite questionable. Roar, all they needed to do was wait, and the frags just came to them on a silver platter. Hedy's all that remains. Make no mistake, this man is a beast, but I think this is far too big of a calling even for a man like him. Hedy better head for the save. And 11-12. Roar GG. They are absolutely pulling this one back into their favor. It just simply doesn't change, Shade. This is the way CS is now, I suppose. Just back, to and fro, and could it get any better?
It looks like Hedy will be able to hang on to that M4. He's got a wee bit of utility as well on him. One incendiary flashbang and a HE. Quite a bit of firepower to take over to the next round. 12-11. Roar GG back again within touching distance, just a round away from leveling things up. And Team Monarchy here, they're going to go for a hard force buy. They're going to have to make do with 3 SMGs, a FAMAS on SK Easy. They did, however, put a lot of money into kits, 3 of them to be precise. They've got a decent bit of utility as well. So prioritizing utility over just raw gunpowder here, Team Monarchy.
I I'm not sure about the helmet investment as well. I figure it to make next to no impact, and these are several dollars that you're investing, which very well could have gone the way of an extra Molotov or even a flashbang, if you may. Ace push towards mid, but it's already heard out from Orion, if I'm not mistaken. And the flash towards top mid gives him a window, but a very small one. Ace, he gets a massive one put upon him though, and now it should be done and dusted. If I'm not mistaken, Doom did just lag out. It's only going to be onto SK to try and pull this one back, which already seems like far too dreadful of a task. 12 to 12, Shade. We go the distance. This is turning out to be one hell of a game. These are the kind of games we've been waiting for all week long, right? It's finally here.
Yeah, and we've got two on the same day, back-to-back matches that are going to go down to the wire. And unfortunate there for Team Monarchy, though. I do believe Doom was still in play while he disconnected out. Would have been maybe an outside chance for Monarchy to still try and make that retake happen, but Roar GG are all but set to take the lead here unless we see a miraculous round from Monarchy here. They have the ace tag back out again, but the flashbang was on point, and this time Skeezy is gonna have no problems taking them one by one.
Easy for Skeezy. 3 kills, all headshots. Crisp, clean lock, boys. It's all left on a Doom. Has 2 flashbangs, but most probably will end up going down without using a single one. 13 to 12, where it felt like Monarchy are gonna have the better end of the stick for the second half. Roar.gg, they've completely pulled this one back. Now with the round lead, they can even afford to play man-to-man in this situation. Look at the utility department when it comes to Team Monarchy. They are going to be dead to nothing in terms of Molotovs, in terms of counter nades. I guess the max they could have is a smoke and a flash setup. That's all, in fact, that Monarchy are going to have. A B rush this time would be the perfect setting for Roar GG to establish their lead in the second half.
Just look at Skeezy on the scorecard. 28, 6 and 15. He's been the star player for Roar.gg. He's been the man keeping them in this match since the beginning. Let's see if he can take them over that finish line as well. They're gonna stick to a standard 2-1-2 split. 2 CTs early towards short, completely giving up long control, and that's allowed Extreme to sneak up here. He's got Ace AF close behind, and that opportunity, that was a big one there. Extreme hits that. That's the A side given up for free.
This is running around in the neighborhood, though the spray is a little wild. And the flip of a switch, Monarchy now with a massive return. Did Doom even stop running? Alright. 13 to 13. Team Monarchy. So far, there's nothing, Shade, that we can see for certain that'll make any sort of difference. At this moment, it seems like the Caster's Curse is hitting us back after back after back after back.
Yeah, 13-13, Team Monarchy. The pistols there, they had the one rifle only onto Orion, and they're able to make that work. Roar GG cut it down back to even terms. And Orion, jump spot, just spots out Extreme.
Yeah, he just spotted a man towards lower tunnels. Now, SK needs to be a little wary as to how he's going to play towards the mid. The more information he gives towards his whereabouts, the more Roar GG will try and hold. This is why we've seen Team Monarchy crack, right, towards the minute mark, where they start making these unorthodox plays and pushes, which, yeah, a couple of times might catch the enemy off guard, but if a recurring trend, it's quite easy to counter, which is exactly what RoarGG right now are trying to accomplish.
Yep, they're gonna send Skeezy on an expedition here out at A as they set up for B. He's just waiting for Skeezy to maybe find an opener, and he's gonna find a free one at that, and that is gonna signal a push through, and Henny finds two. He lines them all up.
The defense is here though, and Super misses a crucial shot, lands the flick. The follow-up is not gonna be there. 14-13, Monarchy. They are able to claw their way back in what looked like an absolute genius move from RoarGG. The MP9 drive-by there was crucial in the B-side defense standing tall.
And Team Monarchy now, they're close to that elusive match point, and it's gonna come down to Doom. Flashbangs come galore towards Long. He's gonna continue to hold this angle down. We've seen him hit some nutty shots. He's gonna have to do it one more time for them to secure the map point, but he's been completely smoked out at the moment.
Ballsy stuff.
Nade, oh, that Nade does decent bit of work as well. Smokes completely prevent him from getting an angle in, and Revs gets deleted on the site, and RoarGG have full control of the A-bomb site. Team Monarchy, their money's not great. I believe it is high time here that they pedal out, call for the save.
Could be the play. They line up for him, but he's only going to be good for the one. Now with 3 versus 4, with everybody flooding their way in from short. The box is being watched. Orion on the aggressive stance. He's good with the first headshot. Does not get through Goose yet. That's where Extreme strikes from. And he goes extremely massive, but he's only good for the first. Super, this defense, it's crumbled. The Monarchy hit map and match point. 15-13. This is undoubtedly one of the most heated matches we've seen in a while, Shade. And boy, oh boy, it is so much adrenaline pumping across the server. I can't fathom what RoarGG would have felt like, because they got the plant, but they had nowhere to hide. They had nowhere they could call home, especially once that short push started. Everybody were on the peak, and Team Monarchy were more than ready to take these fights. Now, on map and match point, Team Monarchy ready to push this past the finish line. But Doom, that was scary. They were just waiting right on the other side. Free fire spam starts to occur, and now Doom on the aggressive they line up for him. A disaster for RoarGG. 2 men down in 1 second, and Doom's down at 8 HP. It's actually 10 HP, but he's gonna be on the rotation. The Molotov denies Roar everything that they've been working for. And this seems like a story far too bitter. SK, he could put the final nail in the coffin. The spray is decent on the first ace. He's gonna be backstabbed. It's all left on a noob's era towards top fit. He's lost him on rotation, but he's not.
And he's gone as well there at the end. It goes the way of Monarchy, 16-13. Another very tight affair. Pretty much the same trend that we've seen as game one. We see one team start off very strong, the other team make a comeback, and the team resurges back again towards the end of that second half, and they're able to turn the tides in their favor. 16-13 there. What a match, Apple.
It was a mad game. Doom performed so well on the side of Monarchy, especially that last round. You saw the collateral shot with that AWP, and he also managed to get a triple kill. It's just nuts. And congratulations to Team Monarchy. They are the second team that make it out of the round of 64. The first match was won by Reckoning Esports. Any closing thoughts for game number 2, Shade?
I mean, if the first day of the round of 64 is any indication of the kind of matches to expect in the coming days, I'm already getting goosebumps. It's been an awesome start to this round, and I can only imagine the matches getting better from this point on. Two very tight matches, pretty much embodied how a best of one usually plays out. You have those small swings back and forth, and you pretty much gonna have to run them through to see it over the finish line, and both teams are able to reset that from a big swing back and take the win in their favor. Congratulations to Team Monarchy as well as Reckoning Esports from earlier. Both of them going through completely deserved two close matches. That pretty much brings this first day of the round of 64 to an end there, Apple.
All right, so guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. So as Shade just mentioned, this is the end of the stream for today. We will be back tomorrow with the day 2 of round of 64, but this time we will have 4 games instead of 2 because it's the weekend. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, click that bell icon, and we have all tournament details in the description below. All right, so stay tuned. We will see you tomorrow. Take care and have a good time gaming, guys.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.